Today, I guess the topic is immigration.
Immigration.
And it's a topic that, for some people, attracts a lot of nerves. On other people, it obviously is more than just any issue. It's the core of why they're here. You're an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are immigrants. The question is, why is it that some people, why is immigration overall good for America? What can we do to make it better?
Mm-hmm.
And, I think that maybe what we can do, why we need it so much. I think that's the purpose behind it.
When we say immigration, we automatically think that it's just the U.S. immigration, but actually the whole world had been immigrating, from country to countries all over, throughout history.
Oh, sure.
So I think we are all products of immigrants, So with that, what is the current, news and hot button issues regarding the U.S. immigration?
Well, there is an immigration bill, obviously, that people have been talking about for a number of years. The reason, as I said, why people are here, part of it is economic reasons or political reason. That goes right back to the beginning of our country, whether it's the
religious reason,
right? The Pilgrims, they came for religious freedom, and or the people who went to the Jamestown colony.
Right.
They went more. It was more of an economic reason. So it's part of who we are.
In 2010, we have close to 1 million legal immigrants.
But that number can be quite misleading because you think of it this way. In the first census in 1790, there were about 4 million Americans. 4 million. Today it's 300 million. So if you have 1 million, that's not good. But we need more immigrants. But we need quality immigrants who can, do the, people like you who can do just amazing jobs with computers and the ability to, whether IT or in this case, or now that was information technology, that's more 1990s. Now it's, energy technology or to the next great wave. And obviously a lot of our companies are formed by these immigrants. Now, some of them are low-skilled immigrants, of course, who can have their kids go to school and eventually become higher skilled. And sometimes I say, you can't put it in one sentence, but for me, I think I could in this one issue, and that is that I don't want America to be Europe. I don't want to decline. I don't want, Europeans, a lot of their immigrants, if you think of countries like Germany or France, they're not growing. Germany, the last time they had natural growth was 1972. And do you know why they have any growth at all? Is because, the Turks are there, and, they obviously came for money and other reasons. Now, that's great, but the problem is you can't, if you go to Germany, you'll never be a German. You come here, you can be an American.
Great. That's really an important point there.
But the problem with the immigration bill is that everybody's for border security.
Right.
Politicians, I'm for border. Who's not for border security? The question is, to get the border security part of the bill, you can't do it without getting the other parts of it. So the border security is very popular. The other parts are not so popular. So the question is, how do you combine the bill? And politicians hate if the bill goes out of committee and it comes to the floor of the House or the Senate. The problem is that if they pass the border security part of the bill, they don't know if the other unpopular parts of the bill, like amnesty, will go through as well. So they want, the people who are for immigration, at least my understanding is that they want to combine it with the border security bill. This way it has a better chance of going through. And if anyone votes against it, they can always campaign and say, you weren't for amnesty. They won't talk about that part. You voted against border security. So it's part of the whole game of Washington. So they have to have a combined, an omnibus bill. But
so what do you think,
that's why you have to solve all the issues before you can solve them. And you can't. For the Republicans, they have to understand that they lost the last election. Now, they lost for a lot of reasons. And what bothers me as a Republican, as someone who is a Republican, the economy was bad, but the reason why some people couldn't vote these people out is because they thought, well, there's some kind of war on women, which is nonsense. They think that the Republicans are anti-Hispanic. I think that's nonsense. The reality is that the Hispanic population has gone from something like 5% of the country in the 60s, and now it's closer to 17%.
Right.
And that was the 2010 census. And you can't win, you can't be a national party if 71% of Hispanics are voting against you. And it's only becoming a larger and larger percentage of the electorate. And it's a Republican issue, immigration. You know, people coming here and not asking for a welfare check, they want opportunity. That's why they come here. And that's a Republican, well, it should be an American issue, but, you know, people can relate to that, I think.
Right. You know, they said, America is not America without immigration. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that's a very true statement, you know, and hearing an immigrant story and seeing an immigrant living out, you know, the American dream also reignite, you know, that could reignite the American dream for the patriots, the native.
Yeah, it reminds us of who we are.
And right. So definitely, we would love to hear from you guys. You know, what's your idea? You know, what's your opinions about this issue? Right. All right. Until then, I'm Tuan Pham.
I'm Robert Zeb Sochny.
This is Eye Opening Facts. See ya.